That's the exact time?
Yeah. My GoPro tells me exact time of the footage.
Here, sign the bottom of that one too.
Okay.
Is that your handwriting? Or is that
My wife. I'm a bad. I signed it though.
Yeah.
There.
Put on the bottom corner there behind you, like this, 1 of 2. And then on the bottom of that,
Put 2 of 2.
2 of 2.
No problem.
Our writing's not bad.
I'm getting better
Not
as
terrible.
I go. I'm a writer. That's the funny thing. That's me.
You're an author that can't write.
Hey, computers are wonderful.
Thank God for word processing. Okay.
You were actually the most helpful. Thank you. You actually took my report.
Yeah, I'll take the report, but I'm gonna tell you right now. I want to finish reading it before I make my comment, but I think there may be authorities that they have that allow them to put hands on you. Okay, just don't get uptight.
I talked to Paragon today.
What's that?
I talked to one of the head Paragon that takes care of that building today on the phone. And he said they were actually talking about replacing my camera because they said they're not allowed to put their hands on you. They got to warn you first.
Well, so, okay.
But anyway, you can continue. You can see the video too. I actually know one of the higher up security guards in there that's been there for years. And I talked to her and she told me, do not take no for an answer. Make sure you report it. But I won't say her name because I don't want to, you know what I
It
mean?
doesn't matter. So like you're wrong in this whole comment here. It's a public place.
Yeah, I understand that.
Wrong.
Okay.
That's wrong.
Yeah, I understand that. But
Okay,
he could have approached
So
me and
you-
said, if you don't leave.
That's neither here nor there.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
Your whole basis of continuing and everything, you've been told you can't do it and you've refused. So, okay. Because it's private property. It's not a public place. It's a common area that people can access. But the people who control that building are still the kings of that building. You can't go in there and set up a tent. You can't go in there and set and pawn your stuff in their lobby.
Yeah.
Right. It's not public.
Yeah.
Okay, so just so you know, it's controlled by the Trespass to Property Act. Trespass to Property Act is what gives security guards all their authority. They're kings on their property. You know that, right? So when it comes to property offenses in relation to their property, they're like the owner of the property. Like if I was in your home and I started to do something you didn't like, and you say, stop it. I say, oh no, I'm gonna do whatever I want. I'm a private person. I say, no, this is my castle. You gotta listen to what I'm saying. That's the role the security guard plays.
But there's a question about that one. So say you're in my house.
Yeah.
And I told you, don't do that. And you continue to do it.
Yeah. They ask me to leave.
I ask you to leave. And you don't leave.
Yeah.
Am I allowed to throw my hands all over you and throw you out?
Yeah, you're allowed to use as much force the minimum force necessary to affect your purpose. Okay, so touching people is not against the law.
Yeah.
If you're authorized.
Well, Paragon
And they
told me
have
different.
authority under the trespass to property to use force, right?
Yeah.
Let's say they go to, they might not, the force necessary usually is stop, leave. person leaves. They don't stop, leave, they put their hand on their shoulder and walk them out. The person pushes back, they grab on and push them a little bit further. The guy starts swinging, it's a fight.
What happened was in there, he ran behind me, he came right up and just went BAM!
Specifics about your detail is not what I'm getting into.
Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
talking about the general.
Well, yeah, the general idea.
Okay,
Yeah,
so
okay.
I just want you to, because you're gonna get yourself in trouble if you start running around doing stuff thinking that you can get away with anything you wanna do, right? When you're in someone else's house,
Yeah,
and they're the people that are obviously in control of the house,
yeah.
you listen to them, right?
Mm-hmm.
I'm likely that the detectives will probably go down that path with this, just to give you a heads up, but. See, and now, so you saying, I dare you to put your fucking hands on me.
No, after he already did.
Yeah, but listen, that there is an invitation. You've just said, I dare you to do it. You've said, please do it.
So I was gonna go
Okay,
after him.
that's an invitation. Now it's consensual. Right? So, like, you get what I'm getting at? Okay. So, he kept pushing you because you invited him to. You dared him to. It's not very professional, but you asked for it. And then you tried to walk through him, so you escalated it.
Next time, I'm just gonna punch his fucking face off.
I don't,
Straight up.
No, here, we're doing a report.
No, but this is
We'll
this
submit
is.
the report. So
I asked for
they're
this.
allowed to use.
I asked for them to be violent with me to start.
Listen, sir. Listen, don't get uptight with me. I'm just explaining things with you, okay? And you, like, the crux of this is, you just gotta try and be compliant and not picking getting into conflicts, right? There was another point I was just saying. I looked at my. All right. Do you have any idea who that first person was in the suit?
Well, I called today. I called Paragon. They're like the person who takes care of that building because he takes care of a bunch apparently. And I said to him, and he said, well, actually, he doesn't even work for us. The guy in the suit. Our people all wear a uniform. So it's obviously somebody to do with the building. But I have no idea who he was even. He was not a Paragon security guard though. Because the guy on the phone told me that's not us. Our people wear uniforms at all times. Because that's what I thought. I thought it was just like one of the head security guards. I had no idea, right? I thought it was one of the head security guards,
Yeah,
maybe.
I'm sure that there's a RBC security in the building that wears, like RBC, the bank, right?
Yeah.
This is their head office. They'll have uniform security, and then RBC will have their own in-house.
Yeah, he said he's probably like management or something like that. He said, but he's not our people. That's all I know.
He's the boss of Paragon.
Well, just like at the Union Station, there's a city worker that oversees the security.
Yeah, exactly. So then I would imagine the person.
Yeah, because I had an issue with them one
The person
time.
that you flipped off was the guy in charge of the entire.
But I didn't flip him
security.
off.
Yeah, you did. You
I-
said, It's a public place. Bye-bye.
I didn't tell him, I didn't swear.
Oh, that's a flip-off. That's a complete dismissal of the man telling you what the rules are in his building.
See, but what I don't get about all this, okay? For one, they should have a camera post, a thing posted about that. But for another thing, I've been going there for 6 years, and I know all the other guy.
Okay, if the person who's in charge of the building, you might not recognize that he was in charge of the building, but
He didn't tell me who he
your
was.
expectation is unreasonable, because there's 1,000 things that a reasonable person would expect wouldn't be done in that building. And if I go in there and do one of them and say, well, it's not posted, how was I supposed to know? He goes, well, I told you.
But he didn't even tell me who he was. He didn't. He should have to tell me who he is.
Did you give him a chance? Did you engage him in a conversation? Bye-bye.
Well, because usually I know how those conversations end up.
Yeah, which is you complying with what?
No, I
what
don't.
he demands,
I
'cause
don't.
he's
I
in
don't
charge.
comply. I don't comply when I know my rights.
Yeah, but
And they
you're
have no
wrong
right
about
to
your
touch me
rights.
before
But you're
they.
wrong about your rights.
You know what? The security company themselves said he had no right to touch me
That's
until I was violent or didn't comply. He
Yeah.
came over and pushed me.
Sir, you already didn't comply with the person who said you can't record in the building.
No, they
And
said
you
when he
"Bye-bye."
said to me, if they ask you to leave and you don't leave, they have right to use necessary force.
Okay, so anyways, I'm not gonna argue with you. We'll submit your report. Do you have a copy of your video?
I have it right here.
Okay, so I'll tell the investigator you can email it to him when he contacts you. Okay?
All right.
All right.
Unbelievable.